Finally bought a PlayStation 5. I want to give you guys my quick review, my impressions of this console in terms of value compared to Xbox. And I've been an Xbox user for years, about 4 years, and now I'm hopping on the PlayStation bandwagon, and I have a couple reasons. So the reason I got this is because I wanted something that is going to be able to play GTA 6 with the best graphics. So this is not cut down. This has a disk drive. This has everything, the controller. So what makes this different from my previous console, which is the Series S? This has 800 gigabytes, and my Series S only had 365 gigabytes. The thing that's really good at is the controller. Now, I've used this for GTA, and the microphone's pretty excellent. I'm shocked. I've just found out this has a speaker on it, so that you don't even need to use a headset, which is something that's always annoyed me. I don't like wearing those headsets. My ears get tired, get super hot, so this is super nice. This is a next generation controller right here. The value they're adding to this is excellent. It has so much technology packed in here that it justifies the $70 price tag, $70 price tag for this, if you get it individually. As an Xbox user, of course, you're used to the sticks being over here and here. I like how it's all in one area here. It looks more minimal, and it's nice. It's pretty easy to use. I got used to it actually within a good period of time. I got used to it in 30 minutes. And honestly, I've just preferred this setup before versus Xbox. Another thing I really like is the touchpad here. If you look at some of the game demos, I played Astro's Playroom, you can use this in certain ways. It's crazy. It's a touchpad. There's so many things on this. You don't even have to replace batteries. It's all built in. It's very impressive. You don't even need to have a headset to use this. And it's rechargeable. You just plug into your console. You just pick it up and use it. I think this is probably one of the biggest improvements in terms of the PlayStation. Now here, it looks like a Wi-Fi router. If you've seen some of my old photos, my Xbox Series S was probably about this right here. It was very small. It was probably this height, but it was much more small. And also top level, it was much more skinnier, and so it is very heavy. When I picked up the box, it was notable. It was quite heavy and quite big. So if you think you got the space for it, I recommend it. But if you really don't have a lot of space and need portability, this is not a good console for that. The Series S, it could hold with one hand confidently without it being worried by breaking and all this. However, this I feel kind of worried if I was to do that, because this is just plastic and it can pop off. It's removable. You can just take those off. And so that's one problem. Another thing I do like is that they do provide the stands underneath the console. So if you do it horizontal, which I do recommend, it keeps it balanced. So it's not like this side is completely on the floor and it's all just horizontally correct. Regarding why I prefer this over standing, it's just because it takes up less space. But also, if you watch videos, there's reports of the liquid metal on the CPU, of it coming down over time. So then it has to be replaced. Basically, that liquid metal has to be refilled onto the motherboard. If I have it this way, I don't have to worry about that because gravity is forcing it downwards. So over time, it's the best for the console. And it's also good for space. It's not taking up so much space here. It's not obnoxious. So yeah, I like it. I didn't expect it to be this big. Now, I don't see it as a problem, but I don't know if I would take it portably around. If I was to go travel a lot, the different hotel rooms, you wouldn't want to take this with you because this is can be quite fragile and it could break and it's heavy. The Series S was very portable. Like you could easily like take that, put in a backpack, go to a college dorm, go to a library, go to any place, and you could just use it. And it's not a lot of weight. You could even probably use it in a car. Like you can plug it in. You don't have to worry too much about it because the space is minimal and stuff like that. It's little things. However, the Series S lacks is the space and performance that this has. This is capable of all the AAA titles and providing the best 4K graphics on the market. The Series S is not capable of 4K. It can only do up to 1080p at 60 FPS, which it's not too shabby, but if you have a 4K screen, fortunately I don't, but it's going to be the best if you have a PS5. In my opinion, also the Series S is not very good in terms of developers because each of these games have to be built for the Series S and the X because their specifications are different in terms of RAM and also the video memory. So they have to optimize the textures and the game for those two different consoles. But if you're on a PlayStation, you get one PlayStation. Doesn't matter if it's a PS5 with a disc drive or not, like the one I have. It will perform the best. It has the best graphics. It's going to have the best CPU, best hardware. It's not confusing. That's one big advantage. Now, on paper, the Series X is actually more powerful than this. However, I just think it looks more cooler and it's more fun capable. Like, for the same money, you can get a controller that has a lot of cool technology built into it. It has everything. It has a disc drive. It's the Series S is gonna be tall. Like you can maybe put it on its side. This does have the benefit of it being longer, so you could put this under your TV cabinet. However, the Series X might not be like that. You might not be able to fit that. So there's pros and cons to everything. The Series X, as an Xbox fan, the good advantage is the Game Pass. The Indiana Jones game I was playing, I really enjoyed that. There's many games. And also, PlayStation 2's credit also has great games. And they have that called in the form of PlayStation Plus Extra. It's kind of weird terminology. I would have called a whole other thing. They call it PS Plus Extra because I guess they don't have enough pluses to make it into... I just find it kind of weird, that naming scheme. I really do like this. I like the program. I actually paid $15 and I got their PlayStation Plus Extra. And I really enjoyed the games they have. Like they have Sonic, they have a lot of variety of games. I guess a couple kids games if you're into that. Xbox has many games that are for kids. It's kind of unusual. It has like Peppa Pig, stuff like that on their Game Pass. Now, on the other hand, PlayStation has some very good exclusives like God of War. It has Horizon Zero Dawn. It has many other games that are only going to be on PlayStation. So, and you got to consider the Xbox. All those games can be played on a PC. So if you have a PC, it basically doesn't make sense to get an Xbox anymore because you simply don't need a PC. You don't need an Xbox. You could play all those games for free. I mean, not for free. I mean, you have to pay for them, but for free with multiplayer for free on a PC. For example, you can play Minecraft Bedrock Edition and you don't have to play multiplayer. But on my Xbox, when I try to play it, it asked me to pay for a subscription just to use multiplayer. And so the nice thing about PC, you don't have to worry about that. On here, there are some downsides. Let's talk about the subscription prices. Now, for 1 year, 365 days, 12 months, if you want to get PlayStation Plus Essential, which is basically equivalent to Xbox Game Core, that is like just multiplayer, 2 free games a month sort of thing, that's it. And some other small things. That will cost, I believe, $80 a year. Now that breaks down to $6.60 per month. Now, on Xbox, it's much cheaper. It's $60 for 1 year, and it's a lot cheaper. It's about $20 difference. So that's one thing to consider. Also, Game Pass is $20 every month. Game here, this is $15 a month for their PlayStation catalog. So it really depends on what you really want as a gamer. I think the nice thing about PlayStation, the nice thing about Xbox is they give you options. Like Xbox is good in terms of their Game Pass, they have Forza Horizon, they have Microsoft Flight Simulator, and you could play those games on a computer. You have flexibility. I think honestly, there's great competition that's led to such great things. And all of these decisions as a customer is good for everybody because everybody gets to get the best for their needs. So I think you should watch this video with the perspective not of what is better, but what is the best for me. For me, if you've seen some of my old videos, me reviewing like earbuds, I tried many. Some people said this was the best thing ever and this and that. And they weren't, for me, they weren't that great. But it's all about your needs. And I think that's very important. So there's some situations where the PlayStation is excellent for, if you love exclusive games and if you love, the hardware, especially the controller, you like the ecosystem, you love GTA. GTA will be the best on a PlayStation since they're partnered with them. Another little thing I really like, in just general, is I like the theme music on the login screen. Little things I like this. It just makes it feel very futuristic. The controller reminds me of like the Wii remote. It has a motion sensor like the Wii. It has a speaker like on the Wii. They did the best possible controller I've ever seen on a console.